Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, and all angels, guide, and light workers here for our highest good and the highest good of all. Please help me to help everybody here for these YouTube Live tonight. Please help us to shift consciousness tonight. Please help us for all of humanity tonight, or something even better. Woohoo! Hello, bright and shiny beacon of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. We have a really fun? I was going to say fun. Maybe that's not the right word. But we'll call it a fun channeled event with Archangel Michael here this evening. And I'm just outside of my in-laws in our beautiful RV. We went with a backdrop tonight. Thought it was appropriate. It seems like whenever I am traveling in the RV, passing through New Jersey area and my in-laws for a beautiful event, it's raining. And so it is pouring out and a possible thunderstorm. So just to add to the excitement, I'm going to turn my volume down on this phone so it doesn't ring on us. I want to let everybody know we are back at our regularly scheduled time on Sunday evenings for the YouTube live events, 7:15 Eastern, 4:15 Pacific, and we are moving our regularly scheduled events, which have always been on Thursday at the same time and went to Sundays. We're moving them back to Thursdays. So starting this Thursday evening, they will be back at a regular time. We are going to see what we can do on Sunday afternoons for our European audience and those elsewhere around the world. So thank you for your understanding as we're learning and growing and shifting times and seeing what works best and how does it get any better than this. All right, I'm going to pull up my notes. I must say, how do I put this? And I did a channeled event with Pope Francis last week that I was a little bit, well, that has me off center, a little bit nervous about. This one, once a month, I channel a prediction show from Archangel Michael. And I don't, what would we call it? Claim to fame. I teach channeling. I teach you how to be a medium. I've helped people become professional mediums and channels. However, I'm not a trance medium. I'm not a trance channel. I'm not somebody who goes, oh, what I'm hearing now, although I actually do hear. And so when there's a prediction show, and predictions are always in flux, they're always changing, sort of like the magnetic light show behind me, it is always ebbing and flowing. It makes me supremely nervous to do a show like this. I've been up all day, concerned, shall we say. So I'm glad we're starting and diving into it. I will say one more thing before this. This particular channeling made me, I was telling Aya Bear, our moderator extraordinaire, before we started, it made me, I guess the term would be more nervous than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs, or somebody barefoot going through a room filled with broken glass. Why? Archangel Michael carries a sword, if you've ever seen the pictures of him, when it's shown as a hymn. And that is because he cuts through the darkness, he cuts through obscurations, he cuts through anything that stands in the way of our path toward ascension, toward the light. And those words can be strong at times, and they can seem, dare I say, political at times. Now, we had Jack Grimaldi, one of our regulars here a few weeks ago, saying, hold on, why are we getting a call coming in? Aya Bear, you're live on air. What's going on? Aya Bear, you are live on air. What is going on?
Michael, your sound is going on and off.
My sound is going off and on. Lots of buffering.
Yeah. Yes. People are saying the same thing.
Okay, no.
Sound cutting out, yeah.
Sound cutting out. Okay. Let's see what we can do. So we hear that the sound is cutting in and out. It could be that the thunderstorm has an effect. Let us do a quick speed test and see what we've got going on. And thank you, everybody, for your patience. And the speed test is running slow. So let us see. Aya Bear, if you're there, please get our tech engineer, Bhavik, in on this. And let us see what we can do. Because I don't know if I can change routers or anything of that sort, if that will help get us through this storm. So, but we are checking. And speed is still definitely a little bit on the low side, which is interesting. Oh, I've got an idea. If everybody can stick with me, I know something that may work. Oh, wow. It is really low. Okay. And it's coming back up, but it is bouncing low and high. Perfect reception here. Let's see how everybody's doing at the moment. Perfect reception, weather. Quentin came back. It's okay now. It's okay. It's okay.
Yep, okay now too with me. Maybe people could quit and then rejoin.
Okay,
That's
so
what I do.
what I'm getting is you might quit and rejoin. It looks like with the thunderstorm passing through, it's a little touch and go. I have a backup plan if need be, but it involves me grabbing all of this equipment and pulling it in from the RV. I'd prefer not to do that. Okay, so let us dive right in. Maybe that is the energy going on all around us at this time. All right, I was about to go political on people, and that's when we got cut out. And what does it mean to go political? Archangel Michael pulls no punches. Last week or the week before, in one of my channelings, Jack Grimaldi, one of our regulars in the chat, said, Michael, admit it, you're a closet Dem. Let me go on air and say it. Admit it loud and clear. I'm not a closet Dem. I'm not a closet, whatever the other party we would call it, an acronym for non-Dem. I'm not a Trumper. I'm not a non-Trumper. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a liberal. I am from one party, and I'm not a black. I'm not a white. I'm not a gray. I'm not a anything. I'm from one party and one party only. And that is the power of love. My voting record stands by it. If you're for war, I never vote for you. If you're for violence, I never vote for you. That's the party I stand for, the party of love. So I'm going to dive in. I'm going to share what Archangel Michael says. I write it all down, and then as I go to speak it to you, so that's through automatic writing, which I teach, different words come to me as well, and I will share that. I'm really twitchy because this one is Archangel Michael with a sword. But let's dive in and see where we get. And thank you for your love and support. And again, if you think I'm a closet anything, I'm a closet Michael. Party of love. Or as Archangel Michael calls it, the love revolution. All right, so let me pull up my notes here. And let me know, everyone, if things get really, really glitchy. The rain has powered down, so hopefully that is a good sign indeed. And you don't need to see my to-do list. We are packing up. We're in an RV. We've traveled from Florida to New Jersey here. Tomorrow we go to New Hampshire. We go to Massachusetts on Wednesday. And we're up in Vermont on Friday for the next 6 months. How does it get any better than this? Well, live events and traveling to the Philippines and all sorts of good stuff. Okay, let's see. Where do we begin? Let me put this to the side. And we will go in. All right. I will start with the words of Archangel Michael. And then it will be me having a conversation with you with Archangel Michael loosely speaking through me, meaning I'm reading his words, but he's going to be feeding me stuff at the same time. This tends to be how I do all of our Archangel channelings. And rain, stay at bay. Archangel Michael, we could use some help in the rain department. All right, here we go. I go to Archangel Michael this morning, and I said, good morning, Archangel Michael. And he responded, good morning, dear one. He said, I am happy to channel or talk about what's coming this month and the remainder of the year. And it's not exactly what you think, though you've been getting a good finger on the pulse of things. Really what this year is about, and what May specifically is about, is the opening of a caterpillar to a butterfly right now. Humanity is changing, and changing more rapidly than you could ever imagine. And I was asked, Archangel Michael said, do you know what happens when a caterpillar goes to a butterfly? It basically eats itself. Cover your ears for this next line. It digests itself. It entombs itself, puts itself in a cocoon, really a tomb, covers itself in digestive enzymes, and then completely transforms itself into something new. In a sense, that's what humanity, what you and I at our highest level have chosen to do right now. And it turns out the digest ourselves analogy probably isn't so far off. And it certainly feels that way. So on the surface, from what I'm told, things will get much worse. I put that in quotes, much worse this year. And I asked him about that, and he said it's all part of the solution, of course. So there's going to be much more authoritarianism. There's going to be much more tearing down of the old systems. There's going to be much more of old energies run rampant. Racism, for instance, brought back up. Purely this month, I'm told, racism will be a biggie in the U.S. and around the globe. And I'm wondering if it's going to be racism in the form of deportations and immigration. And I'm told deportation certainly, immigration certainly, but at-home racism rocking us to the core is going to be a big part of it. I'm told there will be a shocking event this year that precipitates this force to look at racism. And I'm also told, we know, well, actually, I'll read you Archangel Michael's specific words. And Michael, we know you do not like to go to gloom and doom. And Archangel Michael's right. I only want to share a message that helps us shift to the positive. Compared, and he wants to continue though, compared to the rest of 2025, May will be a sleeper of a month. This is a month to breathe, a month to rest. I wish you could hear there are birds chirping and singing outside. We rescued a traveling giant grasshopper that traveled with us from Florida to here, and we were feeding it and wondering what to do with it, and it was kind of, I think, dopey from the trip. I got him outside in a safe place earlier today, and he hopped away, and I hope he's enjoying the rain and the water. So I guess he hitched a ride, and hopefully the birds are at bay. But this is a sleeper month. May is the month where we catch our breath. May is the month where we ground ourselves, where we go, and really recharge and prepare ourselves for what's coming next. And that doesn't mean it's all gloom and doom, but it means this summer, according to Archangel Michael, will be full on. So what I'm told is things are going to really heat up for the summer. And that's both in terms of temperature, but that's also in terms of a people or peoples being inflamed. There's that term, in flames, heat up. As the heat comes up externally, we heat up internally, and it comes out before us. So what I'm told is this will be the summer potentially of riots and shortages around the globe. I'm told, made no mistake about it, summer of 2025 will be one of incredible disruption, pain, and change. But if viewed from a higher lens, it is merely the caterpillar being the caterpillar, in a sense, digesting the old ways to allow in the new, even though on an individual basis, this can rock us to the core. Energies are crazy right now. I was talking to Aya Bear earlier today. I'm just outside New York City here, and you're like me. You're energetically sensitive. I get here, and it's harder to buffer all of the energy and nervousness, or if we don't want to label it as nervousness, there is an overabundance of energy in 2025, and that is trying to come out right now. Now, Archangel Michael agrees with Cryon, who we've got on the show Thursday. That's 3 days from now. Come join us for Lee Carroll, the original channel of Cryon, and with all of the other Ascendant Masters. What are the Ascendant Masters in Cryon saying? They're saying that the change will not all be negative, and it'll be hugely positive over time. Almost every single channel and medium we've had on the show says the exact same thing, and it's what I've been getting. Over time, we are in for massive, magnificent, beautiful change. That's why I had on Dr. Michael Beckwith yesterday talking about how we've rounded the corner. We're coming out of the dark night of the soul for all of humanity. And at the same time, And I've got, oh, please, everybody put down where you're from. So we got Chris in New Hampshire. We got Shelley in Canada. I love you, Canada. I love you, New Hampshire. I love you everywhere. It is hugely positive, the changes that will take place over time. Right now, it is all dependent on where we place our awareness. So I went to go swimming at my local swimming hole a few days ago. And the GPS routed me on the side road rather than the main highway. Thought maybe there's an accident on the highway. And my normal 25 to 30 minute drive when I visit here was well over an hour. Turned around and came back and said, I'm taking the highway. Come Hecker Highway. And I get on the highway and the GPS tries to get me off of it. Continue down the highway. GPS tries to get me off of it. And then I'm watching the GPS trying to make me do a U-turn. And I'm going, what kind of traffic is making me do a full U-turn? Turns out I-80 just outside of New York City, middle of New Jersey, is closed due to a sinkhole. And the sinkhole actually was right before the exit where Jessica and I used to live. Actually, Hannah Bear too, when she was not to almost 1 year of age before we moved down to Florida and then to Quebec. So, giant sinkhole by the highway. What does that have to do with this talk? If you're driving down the highway and you focus on a sinkhole, guess what's going to happen? You're going to drive into the sinkhole. I learned this from bicycle racing. If somebody crashed in front of you and you focused on them crashing in front of you, you were going to crash. If instead you're driving down the highway and you see the sinkhole and you look for your path through, not down through, but around, shall we say, the sinkhole, chances are you're going to make it around the sinkhole. Again, in the bike race, if you place your awareness on the cyclists that are crashing but a clear path through, that's what happens too. You could even, if you're really good, you could place your awareness on a flying bicycle or a flying craft to go over the sinkhole. Story for another day. But what's really important, hyper important, is where you place your awareness. That's a key piece of the message from Archangel Michael right now. If you look at train wrecks, if you look at sinkholes, if you look at accidents, if you look at, and then I'm told, yes, there is still a great meaning huge volcanic eruption coming. But if you place your awareness on these things that will not do you any good, you get more of the things that will not do you any good. So he lists some things that are coming and then jumps off of it. That's another reason I'm twitchy with these prediction shows, is because he doesn't really focus on the predictions, which I think is kind of a good thing, but he wants to focus on where we place our energy. Will there be fires? I'm told disastrous ones this summer and quote unquote almost immeasurable in size. Will there be a tsunami? Thankfully, not as big as one would expect, but a baby tsunami is coming. But the tidal wave to hit the planet, I'm told, and the one we get to focus on the other side of. Key point, anything I share, the goal here or the important thing here, not just Michael sneeze, excuse me, is to focus. Oh, there's a good sneeze coming. Hold on, everybody. I think that's me not being used to the New Jersey pollen. There we go. Excuse me. Is to focus on what's on the other side of anything we hear tonight. To focus on where we want to place our awareness on the other side of that sinkhole so that we don't have to go through our sinkhole. So I'm told the tidal wave to hit the planet this year in this May, is a political one. Actually, he clarifies and say, a seismic shift will begin in June, not in May, dear one. Thank you. Again, this is the quiet month. Of course, there will be shootings, particularly in the U.S., and terrible killings around the globe. And do not expect Ukraine or Gaza to suddenly find peace. That is not this time. What do I mean by this? And this is Archangel Michael. I mean, this is not what the people have chosen through their leadership. And this is where the message gets uncomfortable for me. Let me repeat that. I am going to repeat you what is channeled, and I am uncomfortable with it. Not because I don't agree with Archangel Michael, but because I'm the love and light guy and totally inclusive. This is important to understand, he said. There is a latency. Oh, this is not the time, he says. This is not the time where we are going to get great peace right now. And why? Because that's not what the people have chosen through their leadership. And this is important to understand, he says. There is a latency between what the people want and what the people are getting based on the leadership they are chosen. I'll repeat that. There's a latency or a gap or a time delay between what the people want and what the people are getting based on the leadership they have chosen. If the leadership is hostile and aggressive, then peace takes longer time. If the leadership is advanced and gentle, then the change will come quicker indeed. Yes, you say that whenever you approach this topic. So Archangel Michael is talking to me as he's talking to you. He says to me, whenever you approach this topic, Michael, people say you are simply being misled by mass media. And I'm sure there will be quotes here. There will be people in the chat saying, Michael, meaning this guy, you're being misled by mass media. And to this, Archangel Michael says, oh God, wake up, people. Wake up, people, he says. You know what you are seeing. No one is pulling the wool over your eyes. You know where you see hatred. You know where you see vitriol. You know where you see despots and authoritarianism. And you know what is good and what is not. And don't let any social media, any news, or otherwise tell you otherwise. If people are unkind, that's not the leadership you want. He repeats that. If people are unkind, that's not the leadership you want. If people throw around harmful words or worse, harmful actions, that's not the leadership you want. Do not be misled by thinking one person is the answer or one person will lead you to the light, even if they are keeping their promises. Look at the energy and the words which are infused with energy behind anything. And call a despot when you see that's what they're... Call a despot when that is what you see. Now, Michael, so Archangel Michael is talking to me, is going, isn't this political? So I'm here typing, taking notes, and I'm going, or they're telling me what I'm thinking. It gets interesting with this double talk and channeling, because I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, this is political. And so Archangel Michael gives me, now Michael is going, isn't this political? Yeah. And Archangel Michael gave me a little bit of a lecture here. He said, life is political, meaning everyone has an opinion, and that's a great thing. Everyone has a side, and that's a great thing. Not a side as in red or blue, but a position, an opinion. Everybody wants peace at the end of the day. But more than that, everyone wants food at the end of the day. And ask yourself, are food prices going up or down? Is the food getting cleaner and safer to eat or getting worse? Is the global food chain doing better or doing worse? And are prices going up or going down? For this, he declares, have a side. More importantly, for love, have a side. Choose love, choose love, choose love. Or as Michael likes to say, meaning me, join the party of love, or join the love revolution. The love revolution, as other teachers have put it. That's what he says this time period is all about. It isn't about the gloom and doom. It isn't about the riots. It isn't about a volcano. It isn't about fires of immeasurable size, all of which he's talked about for this summer. It isn't about everything coming in June, but it's about focusing on the love revolution now. That's where you get to play. So May will be relatively quiet, and then the riots will start in June. Interesting. And your job is not to participate in the riots, to only participate in gatherings of love. And this is exceptionally important, so I'll repeat this. To only participate in gatherings of love. For if the gatherings are riots, that's what the powers that be want to keep themselves in power. The powers that be are banking on riots against them. They've planned for it, they've banked on it, and they will tighten the screws even further. But if you come out of love, the powers that be will have no idea what to do. Okay, it gets more interesting. Will they plan another 9/11 event? You betcha. June? No, that's too soon. And it's completely unavoidable unless you go to the power of love. If you go to love, all things are possible. Will there be an assassination? No. Collapse of a dollar? Oh boy. A slow, steady decline, relatively speaking, until people choose to do something about it. What does it mean to choose to do something about it? Choose love. Go to the streets in love. Be a part of the love. This is what you get to do. Invite friends over and talk about things. Invite non-friends over and talk about things. Yeah, Archangel Michael would completely agree, Andy. Cruelty is not a governing strategy. Look for if things are coming out of love. And I don't care if that's the current administration. I don't care if it's the past administration. If they're dropping bombs, it ain't coming out of love. It's bullshit. That time has passed. I'm like, I just said it's bullshit. And he's like, yes, that time has passed. You can call it any party you want, but anything that is not about love is not tolerated anymore. Invite friends over and talk about things. Invite non-friends over and talk about things. Have discussions. Have talks. Have discord, meaning deep discussions where you don't agree before it's too late. What does it mean too late? It means there's an easy way and there's a hard way for humanity's beautiful ascension. So humanity has chosen to make it. Everything I'm hearing is that we have chosen to make it. But there's an easy way and there's a hard way. And right now, dear ones, based on where you're placing your focus, your attention, and your agenda, meaning your fear, we are choosing the hard way. And it doesn't have to be this way. Now, the interesting thing about humanity is that she does better or does good when she has her back against the wall. But the question is, do we want to have our back against the wall? And of course, the answer is that no, 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 and heck no. Now, he wraps it up with a conclusion here, and then I ask for more. So I'm going to give you a conclusion, and then I'm going to give you a little bit more, because I'm like, I need more to go on. In conclusion, hold on here. Fun, allergies. In conclusion, May will be a sleeper month. There will be shocks, there will be challenges, there will be a decisive racist event. Yes, it could certainly be an immigrant-related event, and do watch for disappearing people. This is a huge sign that democracy is in trouble. I'll repeat that. Yes, it could certainly be immigrated-related as well, and do watch for disappearing people. This is a huge sign that democracy is in trouble. May will be the quieter month. Yes, a volcanic eruption is nearly imminent, may happen this month, but certainly in the next 3 to 6 months. May will be quieter month, followed by a summer of heat, rebellion, fires, and riots, unless people choose to turn the dial down now. This means much more talking, much more introspection, much more calling out one's leadership, and much more coming together, truly and brotherly, sisterly, and neighborly love. Make this the month of love this May as you rest in your cocoon. Kick back in that butterfly cocoon, and you can have an easier time coming out as the butterfly that you are this summer. Anchor it in. Anchor in the peace. Anchor in the future you desire. Anchor in the feelings that you desire. Anchor in the direction you desire and the exact outcome. And you will start to be, as an individual and as a species, the butterfly you desire, by anchoring it all in. If not, then this is a warning, that you will still become a butterfly. It will just be a very difficult, big bird path to get there, meaning birds eat butterflies. And there will be many birds to dodge. And at this point, Archangel Michael said he wanted me to see if the cricket was okay as I was putting the cricket back outside. Anything else I need to know? I asked Archangel Michael. No, this is more than enough. The quiet month, the month to think, to dream, and to position oneself for either a beautiful or a harrowing summer ahead. The choice is up to you. So where do you wish to place your focus? And no, we're not talking about, you stopped there. Where do you wish you place your focus for this summer? Now, I went back in at this point. Actually, I paused. I wrote it down. I went in the house. I said, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. I said, I'm really nervous for this one. And then I came back out and I went into my writing again. And I said, Archangel Michael, is there anything else you would add at this time? View the world through the lens of love, dear ones. View your neighbors through the lens of love, dear ones. View everything you see from the lens of love, dear ones. And not just ask, what would love do? But ask, is this what love would do? In the past, you taught to suspend judgment. And this is Archangel Michael speaking to me. Michael, it's hard with the Michaels. Michael Sandler, you have in the past taught to suspend judgment. Yes, I have. To this we say, and this is coming from Archangel Michael, judge often, oh boy, and judge at the highest level. That's certainly not my teaching. Always asking, is this an action out of love? So Archangel Michael is saying to judge everything around you through the lens of love and ask, is this an action out of love? And if it is, you may choose to support it wholeheartedly. And if it is not, call it what it is. Call it out. Call a spade, and say, this is not being done out of love, and this is not what I want. This is not what I voted for. And it is not about the press or the mass media or, well, you got that through the whatever media, and so that's not true, or you're being misled. It is not about the press, the media, or the wool being pulled over your eyes. You can see, if you're honest with yourself, you can see what is done out of love. You can see is what is being done for the expansiveness of heart. This is what you must look for, and this is how you can judge. And I'm always concerned when I hear that word judge. And so he says, is there heaven and hell? Not in the way you think. But there are easier paths and harder paths. Paths where you're comfortable with what's taking place, and paths where you feel a heaviness of weight for what you allowed to occur. Ooh. And so put the path in your heart that will help you ascend. The path of love you put into your heart. The path in your heart will help you set free to fly like the butterfly that you are. Choose everything out of love and, crazily enough, judge out of love. I'm going, if we're judging out of love, he clarifies, beware the corollary. If you see something that is not out of love, judge it no further, but send love, transmit love, and see what you can do to transmute it to love. If you see something that is not in love, judge it no further. Don't say, that is bad, that is wrong, that is terrible, you're awful, you're bad, you're evil. He's saying none of that. And of course I hear, what you damns you back. You do not judge to that level. What you simply do is look through this lens and say, is that love, is that not? And if it is not love, send it love, transmit love, see what you can do to transmute it, to shift it to love. For the antidote or the opposite of love is not anger or hatred. It is more love and more love and more love indeed. That's the love revolution. And he's challenging me to make that a main focus of everything I do moving forward. That's the new way of the earth. The new world love order, you could say, as you've heard it called. It's one that goes to forgiveness out of love. Oh my God, I can't believe what you're doing, but I will not judge you for it. I will love you up. I will find forgiveness in my heart, even if I have to exit stage right rather than stage left, because I do not support or condone that. But I will do so out of love. Forgiveness out of love. Hugs out of love. He actually said, hug thy enemy and keep them close. What is that quote? Which is, Keep your friends close, keep your enemies even closer. He's saying, hug thine enemy and keep them extra close. And he puts enemy in quotes. It's a world where we love up even or especially those that disagree and who do not act out of love. And I can certainly hear that biblical line right now, forgive him, Father, forgive them, Father, they know not what they've done. That's where we get to play the game at the highest level. I've got a school of mystics. I haven't pimped it at all during this. That's a lot of what we teach, which is how to live at that higher level. That's where we all get to play the game right now. It's a world where we love up even and especially those that disagree, that we disagree with, and those who do not act out of love. We do not condemn them. We do not label them. We do not bring them down or wish ill will on them, which is simply wishing ill will on ourselves. Oh, I hope somebody does something to them. No, you're wishing it on yourself. We are truly all one. Wish them love. Wish them transformation. Wish them ascendance. Wish for them enlightenment. Wish for them to have their minds expanded, their hearts cracked wide open. Yeah, well, that's not going to... I remember being in I'm not going to get the name right, in a Tibetan Buddhist meditation center 15 years ago, Boulder, Colorado. And they were showing these enlightened Buddha masters, Taras and this and that. And they showed this mandala, this beautiful painting of a Tibetan Buddhist master, ascendant master, who had once been let's see if I get this right. He had once been, I think, a Mongolian warrior that had killed hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of people. And then something happened, and he was cracked wide open and became this amazing Buddha of love and helped more than an equal number of people, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. Help them, I'm trying to see if I can remember the name for it, Bodhisattva, thank you, become Bodhisattvas, helped everybody to shift. Judging that person, declaring them evil, putting them in a box, prevents us from getting toward the better, brighter future. We don't have to agree with them. We don't have to agree with their actions. We can stand for something better and brighter and bolder with everything we've got. But we do not label them. That's what we don't do. We do not label them. We step forward out of love. That's what this month is. May is about, and really every month for the rest of the year, but specifically May, is stepping forward out of love, demanding love, accepting nothing other than love. And when you see otherwise, and we are seeing a lot of it, and we will see more of it, don't think, well, that's just a lie from the media. Look at what's truthfully going on in your heart. Use the lens of your heart. Remember before the Mandela Effect, the monocle guide from Monopoly, and you can look up Mandela Effect and Monopoly and you'll see what happened. Apparently he lost his lens. But I want you to put that lens here and put that lens on your heart and ask, is this out of love? Is what he's saying, she's saying, they are saying out of love? And if you see otherwise, always and only bring it back to love. Now, this is interesting. I'm going to read you the exact line because I'm not sure where he's going here. Now, we know you know about the courts, dear Michael. They're speaking to me. And you can ask people to look at the courts, at the laws, at the removal of guardrails and ask, is this being done out of love? So I full disclosure, I have several degrees. This isn't about touting me. First degree is political science, international affairs, constitutional law. Long time ago, distant galaxy. My dad went to the Supreme Court for the draft with Nixon. His dad was a Supreme Court attorney for maritime laws. And what does that have to do with things? I'm always looking at, I was trained to look at the courts, to look at the court system, and to look at how all these laws and things interact. And what Archangel Michael said is, ask people to look at the court and the laws at the removal of guardrails, meaning the safety mechanisms, oversight of food, oversight of water, oversight of clean air, oversight of investments and lack of corruption, all of these things. And ask if their removal is being done out of love. Look at everything, Archangel Michael is challenging, and ask, is this being done out of love? And if it is, hurrah. If it is not, ask what can be done to bring it back to love. Do not riot. He says, do not riot. But do not go quietly into this good night. Be the love, speak the love, celebrate the love, even or especially, oh gosh, I'll read this again. Be in love, speak in love, and celebrate in love, even and especially as a despotic train comes down the road. For that despotic train just may be the greatest angel in disguise. For when we bring everything to love, all things are possible. And so this is it for the second time over, dear one. He's saying, that's all I want to give you. In love, out of love, for love, and by love. Above and beyond all else, have everyone be the love. And thank you. Archangel Michael says, thank you. Thank you for the work you have to do in May, meaning being the love and focusing on that amazing future, and the work you get to do for the summer ahead. Be the love. And Archangel Michael says, I send you all my love and blessings, and you can do this stepping forward into the void and across that high wire out of love. Whew! All right. I see some people saying goodnight. I don't know if they're jumping off. Young Mike Murphy is saying, what is love? Young Mike, feel into your heart. You can tell in your heart what is love. You can tell holding a baby what is love. Holding a puppy. I went to get cat food, particularly for Sir Meowsers a couple days ago, and they were having one of those puppy giveaway things at the local pet store. And I would not look down, meaning I would not look at any of the puppies. I see no puppies. I hear no puppies. I know no puppies. I would only look straight ahead, because if you look at puppies, that gives you that feeling of love. We know in our hearts what love is. That's where we get to play the game. I'm going to grab some water here, and then we are going to dive into a few quick questions, and then we are going to go into a beautiful love-filled meditation. And, all right, hold on here. Grab my water. Oh, okie dokie here. I send love, I send love, I send love. In fact, when I was in Florida, that's one of the last things I did, as I went to the water out of love. Or I went to the water at the beach before I left, which is just down the road from where we lived, and I thanked the water and I sent it love. And Mackenzie, let's make sure, Aya Bear, that we have Mackenzie's question down there, because we get to go there. All right. Chris Kamir? Chris asks, how do I get my knowing to be stronger? Chris, what you want to do is play in the feeling state. Stay in the feeling state of it realized. And the knowing comes from the feeling first. What does that mean? We're going to Vermont. I have no idea what it's going to be like. But I know something amazing is going to come of it. Something incredible is going to come of it. It's going to be expansive. It's going to be enlightening. It's going to open up our awareness. It's going to be one more step toward planting those roots for us and starting that center that I desire so much and having this special sacred place. Will it be Vermont? Could be. Will it be Florida? Could be. Will it be someplace else? Could be. But I have the feeling state that Vermont is a huge step closer to having that. And so I play in the state of it realized. Play in the state, Chris, of it realized. How will that emotionally make you feel? I want Hannah Bear's pictures up on the wall. I want to put our nails on the wall. We used to have our own place. We ended up getting chased out with wildfire in 2020 from Colorado. And then when Hannah Bear was born here on the East Coast, we had to stay close to the Children's Hospital of Philly. Long story, she's a miracle baby. Her twin sister didn't, not make it is the right term, transitioned back home, who's now my main guide, actually. Her name is Miraku, although Hannah Bear calls her Miku, which means miracle. So we had to stay close to the hospital, and so we went in concentric circles for staying in New Jersey, then traveling out to get to the mountains of Pennsylvania, then finding our way down to Florida and Quebec. But we've always had to stay kind of on this East Coast, and now we get to expand. And so we will see where it carries us to plant those roots back down again. But we go to that feeling state. Chris, everything. I can remember being in Colorado. I can remember like laying out a blueprint on the table before us in our home in Basalt, Colorado, and our plans for our School of Mystics, which at the time was a boot camp for start of COVID. Our plans for our School of Mystics, which came true. Our plans for the show, which came true. Our plans for so many things that we felt and realized that came true. The only one that didn't come true was kind of a retreat center where we were actually chased out of Colorado at the time, but maybe something will come true for that as well. All right, next question from Kim Fraser. Are you going to be out of Colorado for 6 months? Is there something you know about a tsunami we in Jacksonville, Florida need to know about? Kim, not trying to dance around it. I go to muscle testing immediately when I get a question like that. And I'm getting a no, that there's nothing that you have to worry about imminently in Jacksonville itself. And yes, we do or did or will live. It's such an interesting time for us back in Palm Coast, just south of Jacksonville. South of St. Augustine, for that matter, in the fall, coming in November. Jane Seeley, can you be more specific when you say fires or other natural disasters, or do you not know? I don't know, Jane. I don't know, and those specifics, sort of like those lights that you see behind me, are ever in flux and ever changing. Is there anything that people need to prepare for specifically? The only thing that I hear is that if there are... This is the year to heed the warnings, and heed the warnings more than you ever had before, dear ones. What does that mean? It means when there is a warning for flood, seek higher ground. When there is a warning of storm, seek shelter. When there is a warning of fire, leave the area. This is not the time to take warnings lightly. This is the time to take extra precaution. This is the time to seek higher ground. This is the time where you err on the side of extra caution indeed. For the things that are coming down the road will be bigger than you expect, will be the 1,000-year floods, will be the unexpected fires. So in order to expect the unexpected, you will have warnings, you will have guidance, but you must heed it and heed it early on. Okay. Well, that was unusual. There you go. Rainy. The citizens think they vote for leadership. Could it be the leaders are predetermined and it's all a show? It's not, Rainy, that it is so much all a show. It is that the people are not demanding real choices. So, for instance, when people say, you're a closet Democrat, you're a closet this, I can't tell you, actually. I can tell you the last time that I put in a specific vote, because I will not vote for anyone that votes or that chooses war. You can't get me to do it, for the energy is behind it. Now, that creates some interesting situations. If you have one candidate that is very aggressive and another that's maybe less aggressive, but both are for war, what do? You have to give politics another option, saying, I will not go that way. I will only choose out of love. So this is a time period where things are falling apart, so that the door can open, you could say, for a new party, for a party of love, or a new way of beingness, a new system, as the old system is crumbling. And this isn't pie in the sky or Pollyannish or anything like that. It was a question that I asked myself when Gulf War I happened and I cried, and Gulf War II and I bawled, and I ended up at a pro-peace rally, the only one that I'd seen at the time, in Fort Collins, Colorado. I said, where the heck are the candidates? I used a stronger word than that. The hell are the candidates that are saying we won't go to war, we won't kill people? Why does every leader, not every leader, but the majority of leaders out there say killing is an okay solution to anything? You know, the war's going on in Israel and Gaza, and they're saying measured response. What the hell does that mean? Eye for an eye or tooth for a tooth? Come on, guys. This ain't biblical times. We're an ascended people. We can do better. We can demand better. We can demand a higher level leadership. And if you don't give it to us, we go to the streets out of love. And we will create a new way of being. So is it all show? It's all show in that we have allowed it to continue because we have not either A, brought it to love, or B, envisioned, Rainey, that higher level possibility. If we envision it, it shall come by design. The predetermination is whatever is in our hearts. That's why Archangel Michael is so strong about this talk today. Where do you place that focus? This doesn't mean you hide under the table. This doesn't mean you don't look at what's going on. I'll give you the Michael version of watching the news today. It's always, my first choice is always going to be to go to a news source outside of the U.S. bubble. And those news sources will change. And I'll do it maybe right now every other day. And I'll click on it. And then I'll go 3, 2, 1, off. I will see what the main things are that are grabbing people's attention, that are pulling people astray or pulling people to what they need to see. And I will get the heck out of there. And then I will go and send love so that I'm not part of the manipulation. Instead, I am part of the broadcasting of a new way of being. All right. Moon Bandit. Hey all, one question I have is that if it's harmful to the butterfly to help it as it comes out of the calf. Okay. One question I have is that it's harmful to the butterfly to help it as it comes out of the cocoon. What should we avoid? Is that why we should be at the events about love? Yes, if you help a butterfly out of the cocoon, the butterfly dies. This is probably part of, no, this is exactly why you have free will, dear ones, and why we cannot give you the entire solution. Because if we help you out of the cocoon, you will not make it. You will not ascend. We can guide you to make it easier. The guide rails are all about love. That is the easier path. Either way you will ascend, but one way will be much more difficult. What we cannot do, dear ones, is give you the total answer. Or you will not learn, you will not grow, and then you are destined at best to repeat yourself and repeat history, and at worst for something even harder. Michaela, how do you know whether it's coming out of love, at least with things outside of your own life? Michaela, it's simpler than you think, even if you've been taught otherwise. Feel into your heart, sort of like butterfly wings, but in this case, you must feel into your heart. Janny asks, are you saying move to higher ground in general or just coastally? Well, what I'm hearing is if you get a warning of any type having to do with flooding, you seek to higher ground. I'm told that is also a metaphor, meaning if you are told that there is any sort of warning coming, do not act out of fear, out of love, but always metaphorically seek that higher ground specifically in this year. How do you know, Michaela, if it's coming out of love? You have to feel into your own heart. If you feel into your own heart and something is happening to a particular people and that doesn't feel right, chances are it ain't coming out of love. If you feel into some action that's taking place and it doesn't feel good, chances are that's not coming out of love. If you go to an action that's taking place, a political event that's taking place, or a non-political event, or a speaking thing, or this, and you're like, ah, hooray, hurrah, yay, yay, yay. That's love. That's going to this feeling sense. I want to turn you into a feeling magnet. There are magnets on speakers, and the speaker broadcasts, but you can almost reverse that magnet, and then it draws in that energy. We want to draw in that sound and then broadcast it back out. Well, what you see behind me is a magnetic dance of energy. Feel into that magnetic dance of energy, and you will have all of your answers. Mackenzie, thank you for your brilliant, brave question. Why don't the general collective show love towards the LGBTQ plus community and transgender community instead of spitting out hatred with laws, especially the states that choose hate over love? This is clearly out of fear, out of a gasp of the old guard, out of a method of control. At least two things going on. One is to try to take us back to a PB&J world. It don't work that way in an expansive consciousness. If you go to Archangel Michael on the other side is male, female, and both. If you go to yourself, not just Mackenzie, if we go to me, dude, on the other side, I'm a balance of male, female, and both. We are all a perfect balance of male, female, and both. So why is there more, in a sense, LGBTQ plus coming out right now and transgender coming out? Because our true nature, dare I say, and oh, heck yeah, I do say, is just that. We are not our label. We are not our sexuality. We are not our biology. We are so much more than that. And that scares the absolute pants off of the powers that be and off of the old system. So to try to tamp us down and keep us in the old way, we have to go after anything that is more, or we're going to contaminate the term, awake, more aware, more ascendant. Does it mean that one is more spiritual than the other if you're a he, a she, a they, or all of it? No. We're all just us, and it's freaking awesome. But so one is that. Two, did anybody see, and I didn't see it, but I heard, because all stories chase me down today, that there was a picture of the current president of the United States as the Pope? Anybody catch that? Why is that taking place? Because we are being bombarded with weapons of mass distraction. Even though it's hurting thousands or millions of lives. What is it? Many percent of the population. I don't think it's 10%. I don't remember if it's 2, 3, or however many. Maybe it's more than that, or transgender. Way more than that, or LGBTQ plus. And are being pushed down as a method of control, as a method of distracting us from the biggest picture, which is that this is affecting all of us. Target one community, and people won't see that it's targeting all. Key point. If we let something happen to one, we are let something happen to all. Now, you can have disagreements about sports. You can have disagreements about what's fair. Let's have all the disagreements in the world. That's awesome. It's awesome to have disagreements. It helps us grow. I grew up in a great Jewish background. They said 2 Jews, 3 opinions. That's how the game works. And that's the thing. On the other hand, that's brilliant. But what we allow to happen to one, we allow to happen to all. We cannot let that happen, because if we're distracted to think, oh, it's about them. What do? Love, kindness, compassion, strength, discussion, phone calls, streets, whatever it takes, out of a positive motion. Not blasting hatred with hatred. Not blasting darkness with dark. but illuminating darkness. I love that word, illuminating. Illuminating darkness with light. That's what this game is all about. And I love you, Mackenzie, and I send all my love your way. Okay, for Tanya. And I know I get to be wrapping this up quickly, but these are brilliant questions. We are at 4. I'm surprised the likes are so few, but this is still okay. 440 likes and 4 loves. So that's 4404. I'll take it. All right, Tanya. And yes, I have to mention the School of Mystics. Wednesday, we're going to be doing a whole month on manifestation. I'll let School of Mystics members who are in here tell you more about that. But let's go to Tanya here. Tanya, my husband is currently serving in the army. I want to support him, but is there a way to transmute the war energy to love? Absolutely. Picture people going from guns to plowshares. Picture the war, the army serving as a true organization of peace, as a true organization of rebuilding the earth, as a true organization of helping humanity to ascend. Is that too Pollyannish? No, that is where we get to start. And envision that he is safe, he comes back wiser, that everybody around him is safe and comes back wiser as well. But see that end already realized. I have always wondered and imagined when we are going to get to call our troops home to help heal the forest, to help, I would say, fight fires, but to help put out the forest fires, to help heal the earth. What an organization to help do that, and that will do that, I'm convinced, in the not so distant future. Lee Ann Rogers, I don't see anyone considering that being forced to move or change is for the better for the individual. It happened to me. I would have thought it a disaster, and my life has changed. So, Leanne, if I am reading this right, I know everything is guidance. We got forced to move from wildfire in Colorado. In fact, this is the summer, hopefully June, where I go and repatriate all of our possessions, which have been in storage in Colorado since 2000. I don't even know what we have. Jessica would say wedding dress. We have wedding dress. We have ski gear. I'm not sure what else. Tandem. Okay. Well, we get to repatriate all of our things or donate it. That move was tremendously positive. Every move that seems horrific in the moment has a tremendous positive, not just silver lining, but golden lining to it. If we choose to embrace it that way, when we choose to embrace the change, it is magnificent. It is incredible. 3 miscarriages and a loss of a twin to be able to get Hana Bear through. I love you, Miku. Was all part of the path. One gets to look at it that way. But there's a real danger here, Leanne, where we talk to somebody in the moment. They've lost their job. So many people are losing their jobs right now. They've lost their home. They've lost their loved one. They're being deported. Who God knows what is happening. And to say, it all happens for a reason, completely discounts, and I know you're not doing that, Leanne, but it completely discounts the horror somebody is going through, the real trials and tribulations, and we can bleep this, but shit show that people are going through. Oh, the shit show happens for a reason. No, something incredible will come out of it if you choose it, but we can call the shit show what it is. And we can say, how can we get you out of that shit show into a better, loving environment? So you are absolutely right, Leanne. It is all steering. It is all guidance. It is all good. It is all God. But we call the spade what it is a spade a spade. When you're in the shit show, what can we do to help get you out of it? What can we do to improve your situation? What can we do to envision it? And what can we do to bring love to the situation? And last question of the evening, which is a wild question to end on. So I'm open for one more after this one. But Deborah Fox asks, what about pedophiles? Guess what, Deborah? Can't believe I'm going to say this. Pedophiles are people too. You get away from them. You don't have a society that promotes them. You don't, you get away from them. You don't have a society that promotes them. But you envision a society that helps heal them and helps heal their hearts and helps heal their wounds and helps them to recover. Because chances are every pedophile has been on the other side of that too. We get to come with kindness and compassion, even as we exit stage left. Coming with hatred, anger, fear, or aggression, or punishment, or justice. Show me where justice, I put that in quotes, has ever helped heal a society. When a society is going downhill, what happens? They declare we must be tough on criminals. We must be tough on this. That's actually just somebody trying to take your power away. In the name of justice. Justice doesn't heal anyone. What does? How can we bring kindness and compassion even to them, Deborah? And I know so many people have been abused. I have helped people. So many people have been abused. I get it. I have had my first long-term girlfriend who I planned on marrying. We were together 6.5 years. Was so traumatized by that situation growing up. I get it. I get it. I get it. And we still bring love, and we ask of everyone who is in this situation, meaning first off, we get their kids the hell out of there and we protect their kids with everything we've got. And there's certain things that you do not stay in a situation. And at the same time, what can I bring to bring more love, to bring more forgiveness, and to help heal everyone who needs it, especially those that we would lock up, because if we heal them, we heal our society, we heal humanity, we heal the planet. Sherry gets the last question of the evening. And yes, April Reynolds is saying, Hannah Bear's third birthday is tomorrow. How does it get any better than this? What a miracle! I still can't believe she's here. I was looking at her baby pictures just yesterday. I can't believe she's here. And she's turning 3. Oh, yay. All right. And we're here with one set of grandparents through tomorrow morning. And then we're going to be, in theory, with the other set of grandparents tomorrow night. How does it get any better than this? Sherry Lee Hunter, like Brave New World by Aldous Huxley predicted. Please respond. Sherry, it blends in my mind because I haven't read them since high school, Brave New World and 1984. Here's what I can tell you. If we choose to see that future realized, we're going to have it. And we are certainly heading down that road temporarily. If, on the other hand, we see what is on the other side of that, when on the other side of that Brave New World, in fact, Archangel Michael was calling it a New World Love Order. Pope Francis, I think, actually said that first, New World Love Order. If we have a love revolution, then the powers that be, that we have given the keys to the castle, said, protect us, give us justice, do this, do that. We meaning humanity, not you and me, meaning the empaths or the wayfarers with the lights. We're going, oh gosh. If we instead envision a bright, bold, amazing future, then this step through the hoop of this potential Brave New World 1984 George Orwellian Aldous Huxley scenario will have served us, and served us incredibly well. That's what we're looking at. It's which lens do we choose to see the world through? It is really easy to see the world through those eyes. Believe me, it is really easy. And you don't even need me to say it. It's really easy to see the world through the, oh my God, eyes. And if you've had a degree in constitutional laws and international affairs, you're going, good Lord. And at the same time, we don't focus there. We do not focus there. And this isn't a Dems, of Republicans, of blacks, of whites, of reds, the blues. I love the zebras. It is really but where you place your focus. Kitty Cat is saying awesomeness. Focus on the awesomeness, not the powers that be, that the powers that will be, which is the power of you, which is the power of me, which is the power of love. All right. I'm going to drink another sip of water. We're going to do a brief meditation. We're in an hour and 10 minutes. Oh my gosh, golly. But we are going to do a brief meditation of some sort here, out of love, for love, by love, bringing the love. And you guys are bringing the love. And so lots of love to everyone here. Look at these beautiful, loving comments. All right. Yes. Nick of time. Powers that were rather than the powers that are, or the powers that be. Yes, I like it. Oh, we're getting lots of Hannah Bear happy birthdays. I will be passing them along. She would come over. She's still awake, but it is still raining outside. I'm in Tintin, the RV. She is in the house having another birthday dinner. This is like, I'm sure you've experienced this if you have a toddler. This is like the 2 week of birthdays. So they had the Disney birthday and the one set of a family birthday, this other birthday, and it is pure awesomeness. You know what I want you to do? Here's the last note. Whether your birthday is today, tomorrow, yesterday, or 6 months ago or 6 months from now, have a celebration for yourself. I mean that. Have a celebration for yourself. Why? Because when we heal your heart here, we heal everybody's heart here. Beverly says, I love it when you say a zebra. I am. Here's the cool thing about zebras, Beverly. And I learned this a few weeks ago because we've done a bunch of safaris recently. Not real safaris, Costa Rica safari, Animal Kingdom safari. We need to get down to the Kerry K South Africa safari. That's what we need. Or would be cool. I've been teaching Hannah Bear about needs versus wants. That's what I want. Do you know what we look at animals, and most animals we say, well, they're at least if they're a prey animal, we say that they are. Their colors are for camouflage. It's really hard to look at a zebra and say their colors are for camouflage. What are their colors about? This gets into the big picture of the universe, so I love talking about zebras. I love it. And the opoxy and giraffes, don't even get me started. I do have photos. I should put one in the I was looking at it yesterday. I don't know if I put one yet in the Daily Woohoo. I haven't even said, join our Daily Woohoo newsletter. It's free. Bring your energy up each day. But I was... it's kind of weird. I had carrots in my hand, in my mouth, and I was the patriarch of a group of giraffe in the safari was taking the carrots with his mouth out of my mouth. Not gross. It was kind of cool. I'll see if I can put that photo tomorrow if Aya Bear reminds me. All right, zebras. What happens is because of the black color. If we think of light, if we think of being in a white car versus a dark car, the white car is cooler than a dark car in the summer because that black has, I guess there's this thing called an albedo effect. The white reflects light and the black absorbs light. Very layman's non-scientific term. So in the zebra, you have the black stripes get harder than the white stripes. And what happens is that creates a turbulence in the air around the zebra of the white and the dark, the white and the dark, the cool and the hot. And it actually creates its own circulation around the zebra to create its own air conditioning. An air conditioning pump caused by the interplay between light and dark. So light and dark coexist together and help the zebra stay cool, just the way a red and a blue and a black and a white and a dem and a this and a that. Stop the labels, except for the zebras. But all of it is a pump helping us to ascend. It's pretty awesome if you look at the big zebra picture. All right, I still need to get that water in me. And then let us do a beautiful short meditation. And I see all sorts of things coming up about gifts and cake and all sorts of things. I did go to, Whole Foods a couple days ago, and Mama Bear called me as I was heading out, and she said, make sure you get a cake. And I'm like, well, I'm on this crazy screwball diet right now as they're working to, as I'm doing. I'm doing the lion's share of the work of healing my gut at an even higher level. Topic for another day, and we'll do a healing program in the future here. But I can't eat almost anything. And it would have to be a dairy-free cake that is also gluten-free to start. And I miraculously found one. What I didn't realize is that the second ingredient was sugar, and nobody in our house likes sugar, and which is really probably not very healthy for you. And so we all had about a bite of cake each. All right, water, love. All right, Karen, I read about the zebra effect. That's where I heard about it. I couldn't tell you where, but you can Google that and should be able to see that as well. All right. I went to 4 different bohol swimming with the whale sharks, tarsiers, loved it. Yeah, it's... I'm going to put it this way. Sharks are people too. If sharks were really what we think sharks are, there would be no people in the beach, and then there would be no sharks in the ocean. So in Florida, I was regularly swimming with the sharks. And before that, I'm an open water swimmer. We lived in Maui, and I swam with the big sharks. And they really want nothing to do with you. The only person I ever saw bit when we were in Maui was this guy who we ended up nicknaming Sharky, who, because before that we called him Squiddy, because he would catch squids on a hook with blood coming off of them, and be carrying around this hook in the water, and eventually he got bit in the arm. Not badly, but I mean, hello, sharks are people too. All right, we send love, we send love, we send love. All right, what are we going to do? We're going to close our eyes. So let's close our eyes. All right, and we are going to take in a nice, slow, deep breath. In through the nose, down to the belly, and out through the nose. In and out. In and out. One more time through that nose. In and out. Now as we keep breathing nice and slow and deep through our nose, we're going to form a beautiful prayer circle here tonight. Beautiful circle of group intention like our School of Mystics. We're going to breathe in together as one, out together as one. And how we're going to do this is imagine that somebody's to your right and take hands to the person to your right. Imagine that there's somebody to your left and take hands to the person to your left. We're forming this most amazing circle, and we're going to set intention with this circle. Set intention for humanity rounding this corner, going to a place of peace, going to a place of love, that humanity will have the most beautiful, peaceful, brilliant love fest of a summer together. And we breathe in together as one, holding hands with the people next to you, and out together as one. In together as one, and out together as one. And in, and out. In, and out. Now what's funny here is we continue to breathe in and out together as one. You look down in your mind's eye and you don't see a magic carpet. You don't see the ground. You don't see the earth. You don't see your seat. But you realize you're sitting on a giant white feather. Well, isn't that curious? It's a cool feather. You can pet it. It's a soft feather. But it is also a feather that completely supports your body weight. And as you breathe in now, you find yourself lighter than a feather and floating upwards. You breathe out, you go higher still. You breathe in, the feather carries you upward. You're almost to the ceiling in your room. You breathe out, and suddenly, magically, you're popping through your room, popping through the levels above you, popping out above the roof, above the building top, and up into the sky. You keep breathing in and floating up higher. You keep breathing out. You float up higher still. You breathe in. You're up to the clouds. You breathe out. You're up above the clouds. You breathe in. You're in this brilliant blue sky. You breathe out, you look down, and you're floating now above it all. You can see the entire world down below. You can see buildings, you can see mountains, the ocean, landscapes, anything and everything down below. But what you're really looking at is peace. Complete and total peace. Yeah, but Michael, I see congestion, I see fires, I see pollution, I see... No, rub your eyes for a second. Breathe in, breathe out. Look down. Do you see peace now? Do you see greenery where once there were a lack of forests? Do you see forests returning where there were once sands? Can you see clean air? Clean water. If you zoom in really close, can you see people giving hugs on the streets to one another, holding each other, embracing each other? Can you almost see a ticker tape confetti parade in the cities because people are celebrating how we are all now coming together out of love? Can you anchor in this goodness? Can you look down and feel the love that is infilling, enveloping, and imbuing every single one and every single being on all of earth? In fact, you've heard of this great flash. Well, you look up and you can see you're suddenly higher than the entire planet, and you see this wave of light flash going around like a giant tsunami from one side of the planet, sort of like the light of the earth going into the sun, into the dark, and back into the sun for a revolution of a full day. You see this love revolution, this wave of golden light circulate across the entire planet. You feel such love. You feel such peace. You have this desire to do the most amazing woohoo you've ever done before. And in fact, you hold on to your heart. You want to hold on to this feeling forever. And you go, wow, oh wow, oh wow, it's real. I see people coming together as one. I see the water healing. I see the forest healing. I see the dolphins coming back up the canals in Venice, and I see all of the animals rejoicing. The rainforest is healed. World leaders come together. The wars are over. Leaders embrace. Peoples embrace. Children can come together. Fathers, families can come together from both sides of the border, whatever border that may be. Walls are torn down. Fences are removed. People hug. People hug like they've never hugged before. And then suddenly trucks appear. Trucks appear being food to those in need. Trucks appear bringing clothing to those in need. Trucks appear bringing building supplies for homes for people in need. And we look at this planet, and what do we see? Everybody coming together as one. There are the resources. There are the resources to heal the planet. There are resources to feed the planet. There are resources to shelter everyone. You see everyone coming together as one. You see medical assistance for those in need. You see trauma assistance for those in need. You see rehabilitation assistance for those in need. And for everyone, you feel this wave of forgiveness, of care, of compassion. As truly everyone everywhere begins this process of healing together as one. Kumbaya would say we don't need to heal. We all get to heal. We help heal our brothers. We help heal our sisters. We help heal our LGBTQ+, transgender, everything. Black, white, gray, purple, red, green, brown, yellow. We recognize we are all a beautiful rainbow. We recognize that we all get to heal. And we recognize the humanity, the love, and the divinity in every and each and every single one of us. And we imagine the most amazing meal. where it's a table that spreads across the entire earth. It's a table where everybody gets to sit down as one. A table where everyone is fed. Everyone has a golden goblet. Everyone can drink and eat to their heart's content. And everyone makes friends and family now at the highest level. This is what you see from on your feather on high. This is what you feel in your heart. This is what you know is true. You look down one more time. The zebras are dancing. The giraffes are dancing. The sharks are dancing too. As are the caterpillars, the grasshoppers, and the butterflies. Everyone is celebrating because we recognize the unity and divinity in all of us. We recognize the love inside of each and every one of us. We recognize that there is only love. And we will allow only love on this planet. And how do you allow only love? By being the answer you seek. Through love, by love, for love, be love. And so now, as you look down on the earth one more time, your one and only job is to imagine from the high on highs, from on this feather, high up above the earth, that you are the light of love. And that you can crack your heart wide open and beam that love on everyone and everything everywhere. And as you look to your right arm, you look to your left, you realize you are not only sitting on a feather, you have wings. You are an angel, dear one. And you look back down to the earth as you're spreading your angel wings, as you're flapping your angel wings. And out of your heart comes the most amazing angelic light that you have ever seen. And you beam that light to earth. And you say as you flap your angel wings, I send love, I send love, I send love. Woohoo! And now if you want, you can fly around here and zip around for as long as you'd like. Or you can head back onto your feather and gently, ever so gently, float on back down to earth. You're transformed, though. Everyone around you is transformed. And all of the earth is transformed as well. And how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Woohoo! I'll leave you on two or three brief notes. One, we've got School of Mystics Wednesday. If you want to play this game with us, meaning rise up to the highest level, 4 Wednesdays every month with group intention meditations, with clearings, with attunements where we shift your vibration and live at that higher level. We can call it the level of mystic. Maybe we call it the level of sitting on that feather. I'd love to help you. We would all love to help you. Come join us. And I think we had a coupon code that was supposed to expire. It hasn't. So you can try us for a month for free. Ayabear put that down. Come join us this Wednesday. Secondly, if you'd like something a little bit less committal, if you simply want my assistance, bring your energy up each and every day. I channel through automatic writing a daily Woohoo newsletter. Come join us for the daily Woohoo newsletter. Bring your energy up each and every day. It's totally free. That is dailywoohoo.com. And we'll put the link down there below as dailywoohoo.com. And lastly, this Thursday, oh my God, what an amazing show with the Ascendant Master Cryon, with Lee Carroll, with Monica, whose last name I am still struggling with. Monica, I love you, but we have an amazing Cryon show this coming Thursday, and how does it get any better than this? All right, it is way time to get going here. So I'm going to play some music, and yes, Thursday show again this Thursday, and love you Mystics, and love you Ayabear and Ann Bear, and I love you, and I mean this. I love you, I love you, I love you. And now some music from my dear sister, Ayla Ray. And then Hannah Bear's birthday tomorrow. How does it get any miraculously better than this? Lots of love. Peace on earth. Can we do this? Love, 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 love. And yes, 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 yes. Here we go.
Every day there's a new horizon. Birds keep on singing. Earth keeps on spinning. Time to toss any fears they rule dance to vibrations, no limitations. Shine, hold the sunlight on your chest and fly. Look to the sky, let your spirit shine brightly, shine brightly. Oh, shine. Share the magic deep in your soul. Feel glitter around you. Live your greatest truth. Catch those dreams, swimming beside you. Yours for the taking. No more just wait.